welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, today's video is a Sunday reset video. Now over the course of summer, I just let everything kind of just go and we just enjoyed our life and had everything slowed down. But with school being back, I kind of have to have some aspects of my life together, and this is one of them, with getting a few of the things in this video done every single weekend without fail, because if I don't, Monday is a nightmare with 4 kids to get out the door for school. So that's what I'm gonna set up today, is what should be my typical Sunday reset, even though we're slowly getting back into the groove of things. If that sounds good, stick around, thumbs up if you like it, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'm gonna jump in. First place I'm starting is my bedroom. Either Saturday or Sunday, I tried to wash my bedding. I'm a sucker for fresh, clean sheets. It's just one of my things. And typically I will do this on Saturday, but it's in my Sunday reset today because yesterday it didn't happen. We've had a very busy week and it was just a nice and relaxing day. So that's why this is getting done today, but I will also have another load of clothes to do, because my actual Sunday when school season is going is to make sure all of the kids' uniforms and school clothes are clean. That way Monday they have their choice of everything. Declan has a favorite uniform shirt. Brianna has a favorite pair of uniform bottoms. So I just like to make sure for Mondays all that's ready and good to go. While I'm in my bedroom, I would just change my sheets and go back to the white ones. I did not like the Amazon ones. I said it in a comment. They are like that cold feeling stuff. I don't like that. So I'm still trying to get a hold of my normal sheets, the same maker of these gray ones from Amazon, but the white is completely sold out. Otherwise, I would just be putting these in the wash for now, and I would go ahead and put white ones on this bed, but I don't have them. Another thing I like to do on Sundays is go ahead and prep the kids' lunches if there's anything I want to do ahead of time. Like this week I already told Brianna and Declan they can do the turkey and cheese sliders on the Hawaiian rolls. It's really simple. You just take the whole thing Hawaiian rolls, cut it right down the middle, put your meat, put your cheese on it, put the top back on, and cut it into individuals. Put it in little baggies, either with 1 sandwich in each bag or 2 sandwiches in a bag. Like I do 6 of them in individuals, and then I do 3 sets of 2. That way, depending if Brianna's feeling 1 sandwich or 2, she can just grab it that way. It makes it a little bit easier for the bigger kids if they have 2 instead of just 2 single packages. That's a little annoying and a little bit wasteful on the bags. I will not add any condiments though, but you can do like lettuce, but even that I would probably wait until the day of, but definitely no condiments at this point. Now that the sheets are done, I'm gonna go ahead and put those into the dryer, and I will put my comforter in here. I don't like to throw a Tide Pod in with my comforter just because it's so bulky. So I will use a normal free and clear liquid detergent when I wash this thing. Sheets are in the dryer, comforter's in the washer. I got the lunch thing set up, and I've been going back and forth with you guys about the debate of whether you would rather me talk to you while I'm doing things, or if you would rather me kind of talk, kind of music, or if you'd just rather have music. And it kind of sounds like most people prefer if I talk more than music, but don't fully talk the entire video. So I'm gonna try and incorporate that a little more into this one. So instead of just telling you the next round of things I'm gonna do and jumping into music and doing them, I'm going to talk and do them at the same time. Like, I'm hoping that makes sense. Next thing I have to do is I have to refill the Scrub Daddy thing, and I had to buy some Dawn. I had to wait for it to get here. But my question for you guys is, how many of you actually have one of these? How many of you use them? Because if you can see, I hope you can see that right there, that's actually like a molded grossness, and it happens all the time right around the base, and sometimes it gets up under here too. So I've seen on Amazon where they have like these little silicone mats, and they have a little drain that dips down, and I know that would help the bottom, but it's not gonna help this top. This is the second one of these I've purchased, and I have no idea if I even want to waste my time getting another one, if I want to figure out something else. I really have no clue. I love the way that it looks. I like that you have the top feature and the bottom. So I don't know. I really like the concept. I'm not so sure how I feel about the actual execution of the product, because I shouldn't have to deal with this every time I refill it. It just seems a bit off to me. Almost forgot the other thing while I'm over here. My very sad scrub mommy, like, she's awful. This is broken. She's breaking over here. Little pink pieces come off every time I do dishes. So that's when you know they're kind of dead, is when they start falling apart. I have the dye-free scrub mommy just until I go to my next Target run, but this is what came in my power paste. So I'll use that for now, but yeah, she's definitely on her last day. I need to scrub down the sink, and I need to do all of the stainless. It's awful. Look over here, this whole thing. I need to do all the stainless, and I need to do the cooktop, but I'm not gonna do any of this yet because I'm gonna share dinner with you guys tonight. But as I was saying, I'm not actually going to do any of that just yet because I wanna share our dinner tonight with you guys first and, you know, mess up my kitchen cooking dinner. Then I'll clean it all up with you guys because I also wanna do the floors. It's Sunday, they need to be swept, they need to be mopped, the whole nine. So I have to do that tonight as well. On Sundays, that's like the one night a week when I will just do like a slow dinner, one that takes, you know, more prep work, one that takes longer to do. Like next Sunday, we're doing lasagna. The kids love lasagna, but you know, it takes longer. Tonight, we're doing shepherd's pie. Now, I do have a lazy one that I do for like a weeknight. This is the more elaborate one. It's actually a recipe I got from Alton Brown from Food Network years ago, and I've tweaked it and tweaked it. It is absolutely delicious, but it does take longer. So I'll be doing that one tonight. You hear it? That very annoying sound. My washer is on the other side of this wall right here. Is that normal? I've never had a front loader. You guys know this, I've said it. I've heard there could be things like on the back or that need to be removed, but I didn't see anything that need to be removed. Is that just what the normal spin cycle sounds like? Because I can hear it behind the closed door all the way across my house. So is that normal? Like, seriously, just listen to it. Normal? Not normal? I don't know. I was talking about the dinners with Sundays, and I like to prep. Like, I will do grocery shopping, and I already did grocery shopping with these 2 days for today's dinner. So that's why there's no grocery shopping in this video, but I also do that over the weekends for the entire week ahead. I do have the entire month planned out, which makes life easy for me, but this is what I meant. Like this, we have to light the grill, takes a little extra time. This is tonight, takes a little extra time. Lasagna, of course, we know it takes extra time. This, I also use grilled chicken, so we gotta light the grill, so that's why those are my Sunday dinners. But my calendar has actually been living on top of my mantle because the command hooks I had weren't sticking to the back of this thing because it has this little lip right here, and it's been making it next to impossible for me to hang it. It's already fallen twice. This will be the 3rd time I'm trying, and the command hooks finally just got here. So that's what made me think of that, to show you guys the calendar. I gotta stop the annoying venting sound. I'm going to switch this into there, getting all the sheets out, and what do I find on my pillowcase? That would be Tide Pod. So I have to figure out how to get that out of my pillowcase now because it's already been in the dryer. That's pretty cooked on there. So now I have to figure out how to get that off, and now you see why I used free and clear liquid on that. Comforter is now in there. Once that dries, I'll take all of that to my room and make the bed. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that because I don't even remember how I got the last time one cooked into something. I don't even remember how I got it off. So I have to figure that out. But first, I'm gonna put this stuff right here. This is all the uniforms and everything I was talking about. I'm gonna throw that load in, but you guys have already seen me do this today, so I'm not gonna have you watch me do that. I came in the cabinet because I'm about to start dinner, and I went looking for a few of my spices, and then I remembered a few of these are really, really low, and that was something I want to do today for my Sunday reset, was to refill what's needed here. I keep all the backup spices in the top of my pantry, so like this big old one from Sam's, I need to get another one, but I keep like an overflow of them to refill all of these. One of my favorites, the jar just says mixed spice because they didn't have anything that could be used for a complete seasoning, so I just used mixed spice because it just seemed to make the most sense to me out of everything. But this is one of my favorites, and I know that I've shared it with you guys a lot, but that way you know this is what it looks like. I find it over near like the international food aisle or on the spice aisle. And I've seen it at more than just Walmart now, so that's also good. I even saw it at Aldi this past time I was in there, so it's getting a lot easier to find, and it is delicious on almost everything that I've tried to use it on. It's just really, really good. But yeah, one down, several more to go. Much better. I refilled the garlic, the mixed seasoning, the steak seasoning, and then I refilled my cinnamon and ground ginger because they were both almost completely gone. I don't have any more onion powder in there, or I would fill that the rest of the way, or basil, so, but that doesn't bother me at all. It's just better because the ones I actually need all the time were empty. But now that I have my spice cabinet refilled, I can actually move into dinner. Now, if you've never made shepherd's pie before, it's not actually beef. We are making cottage pie. It's not really shepherd's pie, so I'll go ahead and put that out there right now. However, the Alton Brown recipe, that's the one I'm gonna tag below for this. It does use lamb. I don't do that, I use beef, and I will show you everything else I'm changing along the way. For example, my lazy shepherd's pie, I will literally just take a pound of ground beef, cook it, drain it, put it in a 13x9, drain a can of corn, pour that on top, put some mashed potatoes over the top, whether it's instant, Bob Evans, homemade, doesn't matter. Put some cheese on top and bake it for like 30 minutes, and that is my lazy one. Tonight's takes quite a bit more effort. Large pan, heat up either olive oil, canola, vegetable, whatever you really want to use, about a medium high, and dice your onion. I like to dice mine really, really fine just because I don't want to chew on a big piece of onion, but whatever you want to do, that again is up to you. And then once your oil's hot, you can actually put your onions in and cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes. At about the 3-minute mark, go ahead and add 1 to 2 cloves of garlic. I do like 2 to 3, but add that in and just cook it for like 30 seconds. And then add in your meat, if it'll come out. Oop, there we go. And then break it up and brown it until it's completely cooked. You guys know me though, I do the seasonings while the meat is still cooking. So we're gonna do some Montreal steak in there while it's still cooking. Don't go too heavy though, because then you're gonna pull away from the actual flavors of the dish. Okay, almost completely forgot. Preheat to 400. Once your meat is cooked all the way through, if it has a lot of fat in there, drain it off. But if you just have like a tiny bit like I do, don't worry about that. And then you're gonna put 2 tablespoons of flour over the top. Mix it in and then cook it for about 1 minute like that. After that, it says 2 teaspoons of tomato paste. I usually end up doing about a tablespoon, and I'll put it in the middle. That way it's easier to work it into the meat. 1 teaspoon of that beautiful stuff right there, and I am not saying that word because I'm not hearing that.
Worcestershire.
1 cup of chicken broth. I always use the low sodium. If you have fresh herbs, this is when you're going to use them for rosemary and thyme. I do not, and I have not ever made this with fresh, actually. I always do about that much in my palm of the rosemary all around. And about that much in my palm of the thyme all the way around. And then what you want is for this to thicken, so you want to let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes on like a low simmer. Once it thickens up, add a whole can of corn drained. And then I prefer frozen peas and carrots, but since they were out, this is just a can of peas and carrots drained. Throw that into. 13x9 pan, you're going to transfer your entire meat mixture into it. And you need to make your mashed potatoes. You can either make the fresh ones while this is cooking, but I forgot to get potatoes, but I always have these on hand. So this is what we're using tonight. Put the meat mixture in there and kind of like flatten it out. And then when you put the potatoes in, you're going to want to make them from edge to edge. Oh, there goes my oven. But edge to edge, and that way you're like sealing that in, because this does have that sauciness to it, and it will start to bubble as it's cooking, and it will come out of the potatoes and over the pan if you're not careful. So just make sure you close all the seams with the mashed potatoes. We'll have to wait for water to boil. I'm going to clean as I go, which is something else I like to do. So I'm going to power wash this pan because it's got these stupid little spots right here where it connects. always get food stuck, and then I'll load all of this little bit into the dishwasher. This is what I mean by seam to seam. Try and close it up. And if you are worried about it boiling over, just put a sheet pan underneath it. I'm not worried about it because ours reduced really, really far, so it's not very soupy, but if yours is, just put it on a sheet pan. And we cover ours in cheese like I do every shepherd's pie, but the one in the recipe that will be in the description box, it doesn't have cheese. We add cheese, like the whole bag of cheese. I was not kidding when I said the entire bag of cheese, but you do not have to go that heavy. You do not have to add cheese at all, but this goes in the 400-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes, just until things are starting to bubble, or if you can see your mashed potatoes, if they're starting to brown, about 25 to 30 minutes is done. While the dinner's in the oven, I'm gonna use that time to be as productive as I can. I'm gonna hand wash all these dishes so they're not waiting for me after dinner. And I'm gonna make the bed, since the sheets and everything are dry now, the comforter's ready. I will move into the bedroom and get that whole situation handled. So again, it's not wasted time that I'm just sitting around waiting for dinner to cook. I'm gonna get all of this done. That way after dinner, when I go and do the showers and baths and everything with the kids, I can spend that time with them and not be like, oh crap, it's 9 o'clock and my bed's not made and my kitchen is still full of dirty dishes. The dishes are in the dishwasher, the others are hand washed, the bed's already made, and there's still 10 minutes left on this to cook, and then it does need to sit for like 10 minutes before you try and scoop into it to let it cool off for a minute. So I'm gonna use that time, and I'm gonna go ahead and get all the stainless steel done in the kitchen. As you know, my oven was set to 400. Old thermometer, new thermometer. This one is reading about 415. That one was reading almost 450 when I took that out of there. I don't understand what's happening because those don't match each other and the oven's not matching, so I have no idea what to do. But this we're gonna let sit for about 10 minutes. It is a little crispier than I would like, but I like that with my cheese, so if you don't, just keep an eye, but this is because my oven is not cooking at the right temperature. Still on a mission to use whatever cleaners are still lingering in my closet down there, and this is one of them. It's not a bad cleaner, it's just not what I prefer to use for my glass top, but it will do. It's just a Mrs. Meyer's baking soda scrub, and I do have the vinegar one as well. I'm not really a huge fan of that one at all, but I will use this same cleaner and Scrub Daddy, you'll see me here in a few minutes, use that on the stainless steel sink as well.
Spun me round and you shook me, got me tainted to the core. So tell me what to do when nothing.
And this is what the dinner looks like after it sits for about 10 minutes and then you cut into it. It doesn't ooze everywhere. It kind of all comes out in one good slice, and that's really good. It's not a gigantic heaping mess. It doesn't look that pretty once it's on the plate, but it is absolutely delicious. And like I said, I'm gonna use the same Mrs. Meyer's scrub in here, clean the sink down really, really well, and then get all of the uniforms out of the dryer and take those into my room ready to fold them. kitchen's cleaned up. We already fast forwarded to showering the kids, putting them to bed. They just went down for the night. The only thing left I have to do is the floors, and I will get to that in a little bit, but right now I'm gonna sit down and fold that because this is more important. This is their uniforms and stuff for tomorrow, so I wanna make sure that gets done. If the floors don't get done, that can wait. So I'm working on Virgin River. So far, I'm absolutely in love with it. I think it's a fantastic show and gonna get that done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, thumbs up, subscribe, all that. Stick around for more videos like this one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.